Can I, well. Here we are, back in the saddle again with Mikey 520, all the way from the AG, baby. What's up, Mikey?
Living the life, loving it, coming
Listen,
off of an amazing, not just win, but performance, football performance. If there was an art to be observed of what the game of football should be played, if there's Martians that came down and saw what a football game should look like or a perfect game, ladies and gentlemen, our team this weekend in the demolishing of the Vikings. How we doing, G? It's been a
we,
while.
hey, man, it's been a while. Let's give it up. Man, I tell you, man, it's good to be back, man. Good to be back to the G and Mikey mic'd up, man. Here we are.
So
We're back.
before we start,
I'm listening.
I want to say congratulations, Coach
Yeah.
G, for reaching the Pee Wee Super Bowl. I'm sorry if I botched what it's called, but I understand the work you put in, everything. I know the hard work and your team and you. Good job, guys. Good job, and
Man,
good luck.
hey, I appreciate it, man, because I'm gonna tell you right now, man, it's been a long season, man. But when this season started, we really didn't know what we had. It was like, oh my gosh, we don't have enough kids, and it was like, oh my gosh, who's gonna be our quarterback? 'Cause we had lost our quarterback and lost a couple
Yeah.
other players and coaches. So, man, we really had to piece this thing together, man. But you know, I've learned to where you have to put your coaching skills together. You have to put the knowledge together and create something out of nothing. But man, I'm telling you, I'm so proud of those boys, man, and the coaching staff that we have. I actually had to go call some of my coaches that I've had in the past. We was able to get together and we came together, which basically was another coach that brought us together. So we coached back a long time ago. So when you bring that talent and knowledge together, man, you can do anything. You know what I mean?
I applaud you guys, and that's called a support system, a tree of raising great men, leaders, and hopefully future champions. But above all else, that is an example of what communities should be, because it
Yeah,
does take a village to raise
yeah,
kids and a community to raise kids, and I am really. I'm honored for you and I'm proud of you because I'm a part of the
yeah,
coaching tradition, and we put a lot into it, and I salute you.
man. And you know exactly what all goes into it. It takes a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of your time. So I've
yeah.
taken a lot of my time away from the channel and things like that. So I hadn't been able to put a lot of time. But I'm back. I got one
We're
more now.
back.
We're back. So G and Mikey mic'd up is back. So hey,
Yes, sir.
and we come back on a perfect time, man. Here we are, man. We getting ready to move into Thanksgiving. But before we move into that, man, we had some great things that happened over the weekend.
Wow,
Boom.
wow,
Yeah,
wow. It was artistry at its finest. It it was defense played ferociously and
oh,
physical. It was uh, a coming to for a quarterback, a highly scrutinized quarterback with the pressure of this, but the
yeah,
nation of America's team and putting it all together. I took it like we played an offensive complete game against what was it, Detroit, I believe, right? No, against
Minnesota.
against uh against the Bears,
Oh, okay, yeah, against the
and
Bears.
then
Yeah,
we played a defensive complete game against Detroit. And that was within the last four games. Obviously, we're not talking about what happened in Wisconsin and that man that
uh,
lives over there, obviously, because that's in the past. We don't bring up bullshit.
just keep it. Hey,
But
keep it pushing, right?
yeah, exactly. Keep it pushing. Pray till something happens. Um, but to within the last four games, put it together.
Yeah,
Even Brett Maher,
yeah,
He's the most accurate for 60
Oh
plus
my
in
God.
NFL history.
Oh my
History.
gosh. This guy
Now
had a
we
chance to kick the ball twice for 60 yards. Not once, but twice.
and you gotta love the play that set up the play
Yeah.
and hate the play that set up the play. That brings joy to my heart because for a long time, we as smart Cowboy fans, objective Cowboy fans,
Yeah.
have said that Mike McCarthy was a puppet. But yet there is a play of his old book, his old playbook, something that torched us and took the heart out of our chest. He used it. And he caught CD Lamb on the sideline. He was supposed to hit Kamate Turpin on the 9, but he caught CD in the sideline. It was kind of janky that
Yeah.
they went to the call after the kick, but him hitting the kick still kept momentum, still kept confidence for him as a kicker.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it just that was just another
Beautiful.
punctuation of dominance
Beautiful.
and what our team could be. And that's why the pit balls hurt so much.
Yeah, for sure, man. And that's the thing. It's been, and you're right. And while we're talking about that, let's get right into this real quick, man. Let's get into this. I mean, damn, dude, is this score right? I mean, is this correct? Is this correct? 40-3, bro. I mean, let's look at this. Look at Dak Prescott numbers. He was 22
you,
for 25, bro. They're in there 97%.
but but that it could be 23 or 25, as Tony Romo stated, and we all stated, Dalton Schultz couldn't have had a better ball in the
Yeah,
end zone in
yeah,
that beginning drive. But it happened the way it happened. Go
yeah.
ahead, boss. I'm sorry.
Well, no, no, no. You make a great point there because here we are, man. We're looking at Dak Prescott, 22 for 25, 272 yards, two TDs, passer rating of 93.2. Then we look over here on this other side. We look at Kirk Cousins, 12 for 23 for 105 yards. We've experienced that before in the past too, So we've been there too. So I'm just
We,
glad we're not on that side of the road. You know what I mean?
But with Kirk Cousins, he sees the star, and he turns into a pumpkin. He
Yeah,
just beat the Buffalo Bills. He came back of a 14 a point deficit. Justin Jefferson made a miraculous catch. It's funny that they didn't put the CD Lamb catch where he adjusts, but that's not neither here nor there.
yeah,
But they just pulled it off against the Bills, which are a contender at one point, the best team in the league during this season, and came back. So they came with the confidence, and they saw the star. That the game was done
and
when. Go ahead, sir.
no, I'll go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The game was done once the Lion went by Duracell, Christian Duracell, which ended up being hurt in the game, but they can't say that either because that wouldn't have changed things anyway if he was in or out. He was the one that gave up that first momentum changing sack, and you saw it. You saw the line move up, and you saw it, and you knew it was no good for Kirk Cousins, and that just took the spirit out of him. You could see
Yeah,
in the next series a part of our message in our thread. I put he shook, and
yeah,
that was the narrative of
he
the
was.
game.
I mean, you get sacked 7 times, man. That's horrible. But I think the Minnesota, I mean, the Vikings experienced what we experienced against Green Bay, which we knew we were supposed to win that game. And this is just a prime example that it's possible. This can happen. You come into we go up there and you're at home, in your home field, you're 8-1, and you're thinking, I'm going to pull this off. And the opposite happened, just like it happened to us. We was going up to Green Bay. We just knew, hey, they can't do anything to us, because we're a better team. So
Yeah.
this is where the phrase on any given Sunday comes in. You know what I mean?
Well, I beg to differ a little bit
Okay.
because like I said, coming off that comeback win with Buffalo, you're up here.
Yeah.
You're up here, but them as a team were the only 7-1 team with a plus minus differential that was whack. I believe they have scored less points, or they've given up more points than they've
Yeah,
scored.
yeah,
So they kind of knew who was coming to town. I'm sorry, that double sticks number 11 is somebody you need to account for.
yeah,
So, that's where I come from. That
yeah,
the star is, but they were the they were the higher seeded team. They were at home, and that was a home field advantage. There was purple everywhere. Usually in a Cowboy game, you see the shades of blue. You
yeah,
see the shades of blue,
yeah,
and all you saw was.
yeah,
And
for
you know
sure.
what? Wasn't it great when J. Ron Curse went cold blooded,
Yeah,
cold blooded?
yeah, yeah, and and I heard one commentator that was at the stadium. She had mentioned that how quiet, now that stadium is usually just, I mean, super loud.
Rocket.
And she said she's never heard that stadium so quiet. And basically, that's, well, you put up 40 points and only give up three. Hell, it ain't nothing to cheer about. But let's look down here at this Russian man, Tony Pollard. I mean, now this is what you call balance: 15 and 15. Pollard
Yes,
had
sir.
80, and Elliott had 42 with two TDs. Now I know it doesn't show Tony Pollard TDs there because both of his was off of receptions.
What?
Yeah,
What? Like,
yeah.
were we pushing for this narrative?
This is,
Weren't we
yeah,
pushing for this
balance,
narrative?
balance,
But
balance.
but as far as using Tony Pollard,
Right.
because he got a lot of those goal routes and then him under and then catching the underneath ball like White was
Yeah,
for the Patriots, um or Lance Dunbar was for Tony Romo. That's what
yeah,
we've been wanting. But the biggest narrative we've been pushing, and Cowboy Chris, the Debo Samuel narrative. I'm sorry. If those ain't Debo Samuel numbers, I don't know what is.
yeah. And that's and that lead me to question. I mean, what was said in this locker room, man? I mean, something. I mean, when we've seen a total night and day between with this team here, man, from one week to the others. If you go, let's go down here to the receiving. Shoot, Tony Pollard had 6 for 109. Okay, CeeDee Lamb he was the top guy. Pollard was the top guy. Again, like you said, Debo Samuel. And this is a weapon that needs to be implemented. I don't know if Coach Jerry Jones went in here and say, look here, damn it, I need to see Pollard more involved. I don't know.
I
But,
think
this guy
I,
finished with the top reception with 109 yards with two TDs.
I think what pushed in that a little more is McCaffrey, not Debo Samuel. The way they're using McCaffrey, like, and we got that. And I think now they have eased us into it where it's
Right,
not an argument no more. We don't care. If Tony Pollard gets a 70-yard run and he stopped at the one and Ezekiel Elliott goes in and punches it in, I have no problem with that.
right,
No problem
exactly.
with that. If Ezekiel Elliott is not on the field on the third down, and
Hmm.
that means Pollard is not going to pass block, but he's going to go out for
Yeah,
whatever he could get. He get the ball in stride, and like I said, the Lance Dunbar roll, we're fine with that now. We saw what it looks like. Not all games are going to be this perfect. There's only
right.
what 100 and what is there 119 perfect games thrown in baseball, but baseball's played thousands or hundreds of thousands of games. They're so few and far between. This was the closest thing that we've seen to a perfect game, aside from those 3 points, that you'll see in of a competitive professional football game.
Yeah. And and look at the rest of the receiving numbers. Look, everybody, the wealth was spread around. I mean, CD had 5 for 45. Noah Brown had 2 for 42. Gallup
Yes.
had 3 for 41.
And
Malik Davis,
those two of those Gallup ones were crucial,
yeah,
tough. They were tough. The one we didn't go down, I cringed because I didn't want to see his knee go. But that post, the top post, and the slants, like
yeah,
the slant, bring back the slants. And another reason, and another thing, G. Now we're talking about
Hmm.
receiving.
Hmm.
Dak Prescott had more command of the line. There was
Yeah.
more checks. There was more checks to throw. Clear example. When CD Lamb, it was trips to the it was trips to the left, and we were on the 10-yard line, and we needed three for the first, or it was go to goal, and he checks with CD, and it looked like Tony checking to Dez. Like if he's gonna play off, hot, I'm hot. He slings it. I like the way they use the screen game, and I think that's Kellen Moore, but more Dak Prescott.
Yeah. So and and when I was wondering right when Dak threw that slant, I was like, wow, a slant would be perfect right about now. And sure enough, he ran that slant so perfect. And it just opened up the game for Gallup, man. So yeah, like I say, there was two crucial passes to Gallup. So
And
man,
then there's two crucial other passes that remember that snag. It was a ball just got up on Gallup and he just caught it with his hands.
oh
And
yeah,
if it goes behind him, or that's an interception.
yeah,
Same thing with Hendershot. Hendershot got one and they bailed their quarterback out as much as he bailed them out in
hmm,
those instances before it go out their hands. Pick, not even attempt to go short arm and body catch it. Pick. So I see Gallup getting his legs, getting his hands, obviously, and the team played a team game.
yeah,
Cavante Turpin, he's getting long ones, but dude, he's getting 10 yarders. That's what, as a punt returner, get the first down, get 10 yards, and
yeah.
he's doing that. And plus the threat of the home run that he brings. This game was up there for me. But we saw a game like this too. See, so we'll go. We're going on high. We're going
Yeah,
on high. But now let's crash a little bit to reality.
yeah, because I'm gonna crash you just a little bit because I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
kind of rebuttal that a little bit because yeah, here's the deal with me now. I'm gonna say this. I totally I'm proud of our defense because we blamed the defense last week because of the points we gave up in the fourth quarter. But for these guys to come out and put up uh hold these guys to 3 points for 4 quarters, not 2 quarters, 4 quarters. That means a lot. And not only that, but not did we not only use Michael Parsons, but we put him back at the defensive end. This guy is such a threat, such a weapon at the defensive end. And along with the other cast of players, Sam Williams, Demarcus Ware, uh,
Fowler.
yeah, all these guys
Under
stepped in.
$1 million Fowler. That's goodwill. That's a goodwill defensive end. Well, everybody was crying about Randy Gregory. Don't get me wrong. I love Randy Gregory.
Yeah, I did.
But he did
I
what
was a
he
big
did.
fan.
And you know what, Fowler? And it's all because Micah is the plus multiplier. He's one, and not to mention Tank has been sneaky, having a great
Yeah,
season. He
yeah,
and he always has a sneaky great season. It's
yeah.
just he doesn't put up the great numbers, but Tank is the rock is on the other side. And we didn't mention Hankins. He was eating up blocks the whole game. He had
Fact.
two guys the whole game, and that
Yeah.
opened up lanes. Leighton Vander Esch had a tackle at point of attack, like right at the line of scrimmage, to our dismay. Like, and another thing, that first sack, I saw Brian Broaddus break it down. That first sack, that was actually a coverage sack where
Mhm.
he thought
Mhm.
it was man to man, and at last second they bailed and he wanted to hit Thielen in a crossing route, but Curse was there. So it made him want to run it, and that gave enough time for Micah to be Micah. Micah! And
That's
the
so true, man.
lion
And
roared, baby.
it was the I mean the wealth was spread around throughout the defense, man. I mean it was just it was like and that goes to now what I'm talking about when I'm talking about this Vikings defense. And even the offensive line. The offensive line, we know that I don't. I just how do you? end up being 7-1 and play like that. And the reason I say that because now after doing research, I did find out that Minnesota is more of a team that only rush four. They don't blitz.
Yeah.
If you look at that game, they do not blitz at all. They rush four and they drop seven. And one thing you cannot do, you cannot give Dak time in that pocket. He will pick you apart just like you did.
He
And
went through his whole progression a lot. It was ridiculous.
it was
Tony
ridiculous.
Romo was watering at the mouth for that protection.
Yeah,
For that, he was because he went through one, two, three, four, oh, five, boom, and he caught him like, and that's the Devo Samuel effect or the mismatch that Tony Pollard is.
oh
You
my God.
can't cover that guy with the linebacker. Expect
Yeah,
the linebacker to keep up with him. That was the one downfield, but the one where they were sitting in cover two, and that
Mm,
linebacker's
mm,
out
mm.
there. He had no
Good night.
chance,
Good
no
night.
chance. And
Yeah,
he's and you know what? People in the United States don't know how Tony Pollard's voice sounds like. Not like mine, obviously, but this kid is a humble kid and
yeah,
he deserves his shine. It's not and he's a superstar. Like he's playing like one right now. And Zeke is more of a superstar. Be
yeah,
supportive, humble, and
yeah.
Zeke ate too.
He
15 and
ate.
15.
Well, that's your thunder and lightning effect. We know that Pollard is our lightning, and we know that Zeke is our thunder. And we saw that. One time I think we was down on the goal line. Pollard tried to get in, he couldn't push it in. They brought Zeke. Zeke came and punched that baby in. So they complement one another. And I know people always saying, "Well, we need to start Pollard." We need no, they complement each other. They remind me a lot of Felix Jones and Marion Bobby. Remember those days?
Yeah, I love or Julie it's more Julius Jones and Marion Barber or
Yeah,
Felix Jones and Marion Barber. Felix was more explosive than Julius, but Julius could ease in tight spaces. He was a little slippery.
yeah,
He was very
yeah.
slippery.
So
And
here we are. Here
yeah,
we are
no,
now.
I think it's more to me. Mike Allstott and Warwick Dunnish, LaDainian Tomlinson and Michael Turner-ish. Because when Michael Turner went with the Chargers,
Hmm.
LaDainian it was where Ezekiel is now. Seasoned, have a lot of tread, not that much
Yeah,
tread on his tire. Still talented, still LaDainian. But
yeah,
Michael Turner would come in and explode, and he was a great compliment. I want them to be complimentary till we get number six. Then we
yeah,
can figure out who gets paid. But
yeah.
for now, this is what we got. And stop all that bull
Yes,
crap
yeah,
because
yeah. Let's
it's
let's
not going
just
to be here.
ride the wave, man. That's what we need to do. Ride the wave. So and like I say, man, I'm excited that we pulled off the win because we really didn't know that 7-1 was scary. It was scary. It's like okay, how we, and after how we played the week before, like okay, but let's get it. But it was more of a night and day situation with these Cowboys, and they did exact what they were supposed to do. So
Yes,
I'm
sir.
excited. So hey, so
Now let's get back to reality. Let's
yeah,
get out of the clouds. Let's because this team is that abusive girlfriend. This team is that beautiful. I don't know what you're into, lashes, blonde. If you're if you're a bucket of chicken, thighs, wing, whatever. So she came through. We were sick. She came through. She made us chicken soup. She healed us, and she was perfect. She was caring. She was feminine. She had that spiritual energy and brought joy to our heart because a week before she went out with her girls and didn't call us. God knows what she did in them streets, and we didn't like that feeling. So now she got us happy again. Do so. I understand you as Cowboy fans with that analogy. You don't trust your girl, even though she looked good and cuddly. We don't trust her because we need more consistency out of her.
Oh, that's a good one. You know, I thought I was good at analogies. Man, that was a great analogy right there. You know you got a great thing. But when she step out that door, where's she going? Oh,
We can't care too much. We can't worry about things we can't control.
there you
All
go.
we can do is yell at the TV.
That's all, and you're so right, man. But that's a great analogy, man. So hopefully our girlfriend will continue to treat us right, and our wives and whatever else treat us right, and we don't have to worry about this too much, and we can enjoy the moment and enjoy this ride. But now you had mentioned something about Mister Coach Jerry Jones. So
Coach Jerry Jones.
let's get into this, man. I mean, this Jerry Jones. I mean, I've never seen an owner that always have something to say. But this is Coach Jerry Jones. So
Well,
what's going on?
he was asked post game, of course, because Jerry's who you talk to, not Mike McCarthy. Jerry's who you talk to, and he was asked if this team was a Super Bowl capable team. Unequivocally, unequivocally, yes, he said yes, with the full stamp of old Jera, with this, with this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful game that was played. He gave the old stamp Peru. Um, and I wanted to ask you, what do you feel? Your judges, what do you feel about our Super Bowl champion chances or right now?
You know,
How do you feel about that?
that's a great question because I've been talking to other individuals about this, man, and basically how I feel about it is based if we really look at this and we look and see what's going on right now, man. Look at Green Bay. Green Bay is not playing like they used to play. Tampa Bay is not playing like they would play before. The Rams. So I say that to say this that the door is wide open.
We scared of
49ers
Geno
are
Smith?
still trying to get where they're trying to, they're jockeying for position. So if the opportunity is presenting itself right now today, and we have every possibility or every chance as any other team to shoot for that number one spot and make that run to the championship. It's I mean I this is the perfect opportunity, Mikey. This is the perfect opportunity. Why shouldn't we make the run? The
Why
door.
not?
There's no elite teams this season. There's no elite teams, and I hope somebody in the locker room has shared this with our players and said, "Hey guys, do you see what I see? Tampa Bay struggling, Green Bay struggling, Rams struggling, 49ers probably a good competition. We're not worried about the Eagles. We know how to beat the Eagles and things that, yeah, we're not worried about them. But the opportunity is here. So I feel real confident that we can make a push. But we have to, like you said earlier, Mikey, we have to stay consistent. We have to stay consistent.
We got to stay true to us.
Yeah.
Stay true to the formula. The formula. Everybody wants to win like Patrick Mahomes. There's only one Patrick Mahomes. They started calling Josh Allen Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert Patrick Mahomes. But you know what? He's not. Those guys are not Patrick Mahomes. And they want to leverage that with money. This game was so balanced. This magnified using this formula. If we go to this field and let's say a team sells out, say the Giants, or we'll get into that, but say a team sells out, knowing
Yeah.
we're gonna run it, and then we start passing it, but we just need to stay patient. Sometimes these runs. What was cool about this game? I'm sorry, mentioning the game again. What do
Yeah.
we have? Three negative plays.
Yep. Yep.
Three negative plays. And we had three negative plays. Guess how much catches Justin Jefferson had?
We already know.
Three. You see the balance. You see the balance and how it works. So, of course, consistency. We just like in life, we need consistency, and no truer than in the football team that emulates life and teamwork more than anything. So, like I see Mike McCarthy's influence in this team as far as play calling.
Mm-hmm.
more now than the last 3 years. COVID was COVID, and last year was last year, but we didn't see that signature. What do you really do? What what does Mondo? What do
Yeah.
you really do? And
Yeah.
he's doing it. Bones Fossil, Brett Maher.
Yeah.
I
So do.
oh
Mhm.
excuse me. I nickname Brett. Get the F Maher. Get the F out of here forever,
Yeah.
forever, because he would miss it. And he hasn't missed, and it just correlates the same. So, because we're gonna need a kicker in a tight game,
Yes.
we got the
Yes.
pieces. We could write the thing about our team is our strongest suit is our defense for
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
and our offense is only getting rolling. And with perspectives of free agents, I ain't gonna go too much about that.
Hmm.
And we could ride that into a Super Bowl. Yeehaw.
Yeah, for sure. Man, I'm getting all these texts, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm listening to you, but I'm like, why is
No,
this?
no,
But
don't
no,
worry
we're
about it.
good.
I like
We're,
listening to
we're
myself. I talk by
no,
myself all the time.
no, we're good, man. It just I forgot to put it on silent, man. But and that's the thing. But and I go back to saying this here too, man, because it's the time is now, man. The time is now. If we might not get this opportunity again, Mikey, if we don't make this push now. The door is wide open. You got a
And I
Rams team that got their number one receiver that's not playing. Their quarterback is I don't know. He's injured. Tampa Bay, the quarterback over there, have family issues. So Green Bay, they're not clicking. So, dude, I mean,
it's
we
there.
have to grasp the moment. We have to.
And last year I felt it was like that because we were the healthiest we've ever been
Hmm.
going in, and that
Yeah,
was our last big opportunity. This year we could go in playing hot, but like we said, it's a week to week league, and we see if our girlfriend stays consistent.
yeah,
Chris, like she don't burn the turkey this week. Please
yeah,
don't burn the turkey.
yeah.
Don't make a dry turkey.
Yeah, she done tried turkey. Well, this girlfriend had been trying to cook a turkey for over 20 something years.
Uh,
Hopefully, she'll be able to fix it right this time. You know what I mean?
hey,
So,
and in your case, she doesn't use Miracle Whip on the potato salad.
oh, we got problems. We got problems, honey. This don't taste like the same potato salad last year. What the
Like
heck?
mamas.
Yeah,
It ain't like
man.
mamas.
Yeah, man. But you know what? But like you said, what Jerry said, I think Jerry sees the same thing that we see. I think he noticed that, man, this NFC is wide open. We have to kick the door in. We have to, take charge and make this push because we don't know if we'll ever get it again. You know what I mean? So we don't know what happens after this season, with everything that goes on.
One more.
Yeah.
Need another ring, Jerry. I need another ring.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
we're pipe dreaming, but think about how gaudy the sixth Super Bowl ring will be. So
Oh my gosh, we would have so many haters. I mean, I think everybody would just give up. They would give up if we won another Super Bowl, man. It would be a wrap. Nobody else could say anything. You know what I mean? But
I've
you know,
I've been told this was like 10 years ago, and this was in the Tony Romo era, and I had a good friend that told me because he saw me suffer. He saw me suffer through a lot of years, and he just had an observation about me, and he told me, Mike, if the Dallas Cowboys were to win a Super Bowl, you would change as a person.
did he say that? Did
There
he
would be
really
a
say
light about you. And I was like, no shit. And I just had got married.
I think we all would, man. I mean we want to see one more, at least one more. So,
Oh yeah.
but now here we are, man. We're at the point now. We got the Thanksgiving game coming up against a division
What? And
rival.
I see you got your jersey on. I just ordered I got a Troy Aikman jersey. I just got to meet the guy. I just haven't been able to meet. So I've been having it for the last 3 weeks, and I just been getting out of work so crazy. I
Yeah, I
need to get
know it.
it tomorrow. I
Yeah.
because I'm worrying that thing's gonna have gravy stains, mashed potato stains. I don't know about you, but I do dabble with the cranberry sauce. So
Oh heck yeah. Heck yeah, I gotta have credit. We're gonna talk about that here in a
Yeah, we're
minute,
gonna talk
man.
about that.
But here we are, man. This Thanksgiving, man, we got the New York Giants coming back, man. And and I say this, and before we get too deep into it, but this, I'm hoping, Mikey, this is not a trap game. You know, we have to stay the course. And, I understand, yeah, we beat them the first time, but like I said, any given Sunday, I feel good about our
Thursday.
Cowboys, but I do not want us to take them lightly. And before we get into that, they come to find out, man, New York got some injuries, man. They got their receiver Richie James. He's having a problem with his knee. You got a defensive back Fabian Oblique. He didn't practice. O line Tyree Phillips. Uh, Tackle Evan Neal. He got a knee problem. So man, they got some issues going on.
On a short week, traveling, the spotlight. This game is always the second highest rated game in the league every year. It's always going to be a Cowboy game, but it's always going to be Thanksgiving. First is the Super Bowl, obviously, but this game, all eyes are watching this game. And I think personally, it's Micah's time to show out. I know he's been showing out, and it's time for him to join out. You can't get caught slipping no more. You can't. You already got caught slipping.
Yeah,
You can't get caught
yeah,
slipping by a
yeah,
broken Saquon Barkley and a quarterback named Daniel Jones.
yeah.
You just can't. I understand their defensive prowess. We're gonna see the guy that came from the Jets. He's from
Uh,
USC. I forgot his name. We didn't see him last game. Their
mhm.
defense is gonna be a little more stout. But they're coming off a loss. They're reeling. They lost to a team that gives up a lot of points. They lost to a team that plays hard. If this win doesn't galvanize the Cowboys to go to catapult to get on a streak, because the streak is imminent. We have the Giants here. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we got the Colts. Or we got the Colts of the Jaguars, which I don't. This could catapult us into that going into February.
Yeah.
I don't see them sleeping. I see.
No, we can't.
Remember 2016 Zeke game where he
Yeah.
jumps in the kettle. I expect that.
You expect to see something like that this holiday, right? Yeah.
I expect to see. Hey, have you seen that Uber? What is it? That Uber Platinum commercial where it's the guy
Mhm.
that's saying clutch, clutch. He's a little short black man. He has a beard
I probably
like
have.
like a guy we know, an obnoxious guy that goes for the Giants. He's in that Uber commercial. When you see it, you're gonna be like, clutch. Next time you talk to Sneaky G, call you didn't come in the clutch.
Clutch.
You're gonna see it, and you're gonna be like,
Yeah.
dang, okay. And I hope you tell the guys in the huddle as well.
Oh yeah.
Um, I don't see them as a threat. We handled them with Cooper Rush. What is Dak Prescott gonna do? G, what is
So
he gonna
so
do?
let me ask you this. So that's a good question. Should this be even a worse blowout than the first time we play? I mean, I know things change, and I'm sure they probably done made some adjustments. But now we got our starting quarterback. Do we look at? Do we do the comparison of Cooper Rush and Dak? Some people say, "Oh, you being petty," but I'm just asking the question. I expect a lot from Dak. I really do. I mean, I'm just saying. I
We've been
do. I think we
he
should put up about 45 points.
well, expectation is the number one cause of disappointment.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I want to win. I expect to win. The margin sometimes doesn't matter unless you get the W. Uh, Case in point, last year.
Yeah,
Last year, what did we score? 42 points. Lost 45-42.
yeah. So,
And Dak Prescott threw for 430 yards without Amari Cooper, without CeeDee Lamb.
yeah. Anything, and then this is a Thanksgiving game. So, man, anything's possible, man. So, And when I
Raider fans are still living on the coattails of that win.
exactly. But just looking at New York, man, they're pretty much depleted at their secondary, man. I mean, it's kind of rough, and I know Sticky G, he's gonna probably come up with some story, say, oh well, we're better than what you think. Okay, and it may be the case, but from looking and doing the research, they're hurting in the secondary, and they also hurting at their receiving position. So they
Yeah.
really don't have anybody really to throw to. So I'm thinking they're going to probably rely real heavily on the run game.
Yeah.
And yeah, the running game will probably open up a few passing games, but hopefully we're able to uh, keep Saquon Barkley under low numbers, and it should be a long day for him. That's basically how I look at it. It should be a long day for
I don't think Saquon Barkley has ever had a big game against the Cowboys.
him. Yeah,
Ever.
yeah.
Ever. He
He'll
might have,
break. He'll
he
break
has
one
his
long.
flash.
Yeah,
And it was the same thing with Odell Beckham. Like he had his flash, but he never really dominated us. I remember Chris saying that a couple of weeks ago about Odell, and he was more than true. He was true because yeah, Saquon has had his little catch for 60 yards or a 40-yard run, but the rest of the time negative, negative, negative. I'm not scared of the Giants, and
yeah,
it's Daniel Jones. And like you said, they're beat up on a short week,
yeah,
traveling, coming from a devastating loss to a
yeah,
not so good team, not so good quarterback.
yeah,
That so they played a team probably comparable to them as far as talent, quarterback, and they gave up and got beat.
yeah. So let me ask you this. Let's do this little game here, and I want you to give me your your thoughts on the comparison. So I want to do a comparison between the
Yes, sir.
Dallas and the Giants. So when I asked you about the comparison of Dak Prescott versus Daniel Jones, what do you see between those two guys? Or what do you think you're going to see on the field on Thanksgiving Day between those two guys? What do you think?
Well, Ryan Dable has done wonders
Yeah,
for Daniel
yeah,
Jones. He looks like quarterback. Our one of our biggest pet peeve, biggest things, we gave up all those rushing yards to Justin Fields, but those rushing yards weren't designed runs. They were he broke out of the pocket
yeah,
and we broke contain, and then he would run just kind of like the what Vince Young did to USC uh, in the Rose Bowl, the national championship. Break contain, and then he would run. It was nothing designed. And if
hmm
anything, Daniel Jones has is his athleticism and his motor. Um, but and Dak Prescott, he proved to us, he has proven to us to be leader, to be capable. Poised has always been his biggest thing, but now it's command. Like
yeah,
it's on those checks, and he's checked two runs. That those the touchdowns where he checked out, that was all him. That was all him.
yeah,
Kellen Moore, he saw check, 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 got him, and I'm loving it. I'm loving what my quarterback did this last game. We just need to see it again and
yeah.
again and again until
We get where we're
we're
trying to go.
victory.
Exactly. So let me ask you about the running back. You got Elliott and Pollard versus Barkley and Breda. What are your thoughts on that matchup?
Well, see, we had. I don't think Saquon is as powerful as Ezekiel Elliott as far as a thumper. He got a punch, but he doesn't have it like Zeke Elliott. And Zeke Elliott's punch is even stronger because there's less carries and
Yeah,
he's more he has energy and he's
yeah,
rested
yeah,
between all the carries and the loads. So think about a linebacker winded trying to cover Tony Pollard or running down Tony Pollard. Now he's gonna go get some dude in his chest.
yeah. For sure.
And
That's
that's
right.
two different individuals. Saquon Barkley is to be respected, but not to be feared as not to be feared, but to respected.
Yeah. So you're leaning more towards Zeke and Elliott. I mean Zeke and Pollard, right?
By light years.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go down here to the wide receivers. You got Lamb, Gallup, and Brown versus Slayton, Robinson, and James. What are your thoughts on that matchup?
No, no Callaway. What
No,
happened to that
no,
guy?
no, no, no.
It's a joke, and that's all I gotta say. Our I love the emphasis on getting Michael Gallup involved, and he's making strong catches. But like I always say, body language is big. Him
Yeah,
snatching the ball, him not coming down, him jumping, seeing that glimpse of athleticism that he has. And CD is gonna be CD. He's gonna catch balls. He's gonna make first downs. I'm sorry. The last time we played the Vikings, there was a guy wearing number 19 that made a tightrope leaning catch out of bounds for no, that was 2 years ago. Well, excuse me.
yeah, two
But
years. Yeah,
he looked like Amari Cooper.
yeah,
And
yeah,
they're very capable. These guys, um, the excuse me, the Giants offense, we are greater than in every
yeah,
aspect.
yeah,
In every
yeah,
aspect, even tight end line. It's that's why I'm so confident. G,
yeah,
that's why I'm so confident.
yeah. And like I say, well, and here's the deal, though, Mikey, and yeah, we are confident. We was confident when we went to Green Bay, so we don't need no brain farts. We need no brain fart. I'm just hoping and praying that this is not a trap game because I think just like I thought about Green Bay, I was like, oh, we should go, and I want to feel the same way with this game because we should. But I'm still on the fence. I'll believe it. I can relax when it happens because I don't want to set myself up for failure. You know what I mean?
No, well, she stepped out on you a week ago. A week ago. She went with her friends. She went with her little friends. She didn't call. She didn't text back. You didn't hear about her till Monday. So and she went out with Aaron Rodgers again. Same old guy. So we got that hurt. It's
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So you know we like her, but we'll see how much we trust her.
That's so true. And man,
Keep
that's a
it
great
simple,
analogy, man.
stupid.
It doesn't get any better than that, man. So, and that's great. But so, here we are. We know the game is in a couple of days, and we're going to be, with family members. And, it's a tradition. I don't care who plays on Thanksgiving. One team that you can, can definitely count on will be your Dallas Cowboys. Okay.
No,
One thing you
it's
can count on to play on Thanksgiving is going to be America's team.
well, P. Rose. Let's go back to the history of it,
Okay, I'm
and
listening.
why we have the game. So it was in 1972. P. Roselle
Yeah. Okay.
asked Tex Ram if they wanted to play on Thanksgiving. Tex Ram, being the savvy man that he is, said we'll play on Thanksgiving, but we're always gonna play on Thanksgiving. Tex Ram was a visionary. Tex Ram is the reason I'm a Cowboy fan and why we America's team.
That's right.
Because he had a vision. He was Jerry Jones before Jerry Jones.
He was.
So and those beautiful jerseys, by the way, those beautiful. I can't wait to see them. But the Dallas Cowboys being a part of Thanksgiving, it that's why this is more than fandom. It's
Yeah.
family. It's family. And for the most part, we're Cowboy fans in my house. There's a
Mhm.
couple Raider fans, but they're Fallons. But that's the way it is where I'm. Right? But it means Thanksgiving football. Get your turkey bowl in. Stretch if you're going to Turkey Bowl, old man. Don't be playing with those youngsters. Don't think you're Michael Parsons. Um, but that's what Thanksgiving is, and my favorite football moment. Or
Yeah. Let's
we'll go
talk
our
about
least.
that.
We
Yeah.
could talk about Leon Lett. That's a big one. Leon Lett. But my worst Thanksgiving was this last one.
Yeah.
That
Oh.
game was 4 hours. 4 hours and ridiculous penalty. The ridiculous penalty. It was grueling. I didn't care if the Cowboys won anymore,
Yeah.
regardless how much
Just
it
get it
was
over
at
with.
my
Get it over
ex-
with.
expense. It was just an ugly. ugly ref game and criticize, not criticize, ugly ref game, and it was just drawn out where like just shoot the horse already, kill old Yeller, and it was grueling. My best, I would say, would be hmm. We played beating Brett Favre. I'll say in '92. What was it? Jason Garrett? It was Jason
It was
Garrett.
Jason Garrett. I'm right
Jared
there with
Sims
you. That
Garrett.
was one of my yeah. That was, I had to go with you on that one, brother.
Yeah. So, what's your worst and your best?
Oh man, let me tell you, man. I have to go back to the '90s when Randy Moss just mossed the crap out of us.
Yeah, Garrett Woodson and Deion Sanders are still trailing him.
Oh my God! And you know, everything we heard after that game. Well, Dallas should have drafted him. Dallas should have drafted. And I
That's
remember,
that's Michael Irvin's fault and the White House's fault.
yeah.
One
So
more thing.
that was
One
one.
more thing.
Mine was that was one of my worst ones. What were you gonna say?
Well, what's your best one? Aside
The
from
best
Garrett.
one, yeah, the Brett Favre. I have to agree with that. The Brett Favre was the best one when we brought the Red Baron in to beat him. Because I was not a big fan of Brett Favre. I wanted to beat Brett Favre, and we pulled that one off. And another worst one was probably the Leon led. Oh, God.
Leon, they never lost the game after that.
They did.
They never lost the. I wore 78 because of that, man, and I love them. Last thing before we go,
Yes, sir.
what? All right, your favorite pie and your favorite side dish. Because
Woo!
we know turkey's on point. So what? First of all, what's your favorite side dish, and what's your favorite pie?
My favorite side dish would probably have to be the cranberry sauce.
You are very lone in that, but I get it.
I mean, I cannot have my dressing without my cranberry sauce. I'm
Oh,
just serious. It's nothing. It's like, and I like the collard greens and things, whatever. But it's just something about I have to have the cranberry sauce.
yep, it pops it. But it's funny. You call it dressing. You call it dressing. I call it stuffing.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Texas, Arizona. We call it dressing down here, man.
No, but I know exactly. Hey, send me to the dressing. I want more. And that's my favorite dish. My mom makes her own. She infused all these other stuff when she came to the United States, and she makes her own, and it's my mom's, and I love it. My favorite pie, I would go with the Dutch apple pie, covered in Cool Whip, not whipped cream. Cool Whip.
Who will?
So,
Well, I had to go the other way because it's always been a tradition in our household and from my grandparents and great grandparents. Sweet potato pie, baby. Sweet potato pie.
oh, you
Woo!
know,
Sweet
you know
potato
what?
pie, baby.
And,
I
and,
can
and
eat it
that's a
hot or cold.
That's a kinfolk thing because my mom makes sweet potatoes with the what is it with the marshmallows and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yes, yes,
Man,
yes.
that's for a
Uh,
person that got a sweet tooth, and I got a sweet tooth, so I gotta have my sweet potato pie. So I'm expecting my wife to fix about 4 of them, and one I'm gonna hide. I'm gonna hide myself.
is it pecan or pecan?
That's a good question. That is a good question. Now, what we call it here, we call it pecan.
Hey, you know how I knew you were gonna say that because instead of saying Saquon, you said Saquon.
Hey, man, it's a Texas thing, man. Well, hey, man, I appreciate it. Here it is, man. You got G and Mikey mic'd up again, and we're back in the house again. So you guys make sure y'all continue to hit the like button, share the video, and we just appreciate y'all being a part of it. Now, check us out on tomorrow night. We'll have the What's Up Wins. We got some heavy hitters that will be on with us tomorrow night. This is something we've been doing as well. So you get a chance, check out What's Up Wednesday on tomorrow night with Armando 21, Be Too Real, Allow Me to Butt In, and Dallas Cowboys.
Cowboy Christopher.
Yes, sir. So, okay, guys, we're not gonna hold you any longer. Once again, like I always say, don't nothing come to us sleeping but a dream. So let's make it happen. Dallas
Happy
Cowboys.